Hi everyone, it's Mimi. Welcome back to my channel. I am back to share with you guys another project that I created, and you will notice kind of a theme. I've been on a very big Shabby Chic kick lately, so this project and maybe, I know definitely the next one, but at least a couple more coming will be in the Shabby Chic style. I go through phases like this. So as you guys saw from the title and the thumbnail, I created a teacup pincushion, and this is kind of hard to show. The cup is adhered to the actual plate itself, so I mean it's not going anywhere. I have this thing whenever I go thrifting. I do pick up mostly teacups because a lot of times the plates aren't the coordinating ones, but when I can find a pretty one, I do pick them up. Let me give you a quick overview of what this looks like. And I haven't made one of these in a really long time, and I actually have a ton of teacups that I have been saving to alter. So this kind of goes along with the same theme as the Shabby Chic card that I recently shared. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it up at the top right corner as well as in the description box below. And I do have a bonus at the end of this video. I'm going to show you some packaging ideas, so stay tuned for that. So here is basically the main area that I altered with this beautiful flower cluster. These are all Wild Orchid Craft flowers, except for the acrylic ones. These were pulled from a wedding, I think, headdress or something like that I've had in my stash. So I always, whenever I create these pincushions, I don't use regular fabric. I like to use the minky type fabric because when you use the pins in them, you can't see them afterwards, so it doesn't really leave all these holes in the fabric. And plus, I love minky fabric. It's just so soft. And I have a bunch of colors of this fabric, mainly because I was going to use it for projects like this. And I actually decorated the entire cup portion first before I adhered it to the plate, just because it gives me a little bit more movement to get into like the nooks and crannies. So first, after I adhered the pincushion portion into the cup, I do weigh it down with some of those like pebbles that you can get for like gardening. I don't know what they're called, but I do use those to weigh it down so that it doesn't tip over from the weight of all the decorating up here. I have this really pretty cream, it's like an applique type of lace that I adhered mostly to hide where I glued it into the cup. And here is the other side. I did a lot of decorating with some of these flat back crystals. I have a whole bunch of these in different sizes, and I just love the way that it sparkles. And I adhered everything like this, these elements with E6000 and glossy accents. I don't like to use hot glue, mostly because they're small, and if they ooze out, you can see it. And plus, in hotter climates and things like that, it can reactivate the glue, so I want it to stay put. So here with the flower cluster, again, I used Wild Orchid Craft flowers, and I used a variety of white and pink flowers, as well as some of the small two-tone leaves. You can't really tell that they're two-toned anymore because I whitewashed them a lot. I mixed a bunch of chunky and really fine glitter in with some white gesso, and I just kind of covered the entire area. So I don't know if it's picking up on screen, but in person it is really sparkly, which I love. These sprays are coming out of these acrylic flowers that I mentioned from the wedding headdress. I also did my signature little curly cues of the stems, but this time I actually heat embossed them with some gold sparkle embossing powder to give it a little bit more character. Down here I added it's like a metal butterfly. It's by Martha Stewart. Mostly because there was this little dot here that I kind of thought occurred when it was being fired in the kiln, so there was no way for me to get rid of it. So it was just a perfect little something to add right there. I also added this beautiful rhinestone and pearl trim that I've been hoarding for years. I hope you guys can see that. It is beautiful. And I finally broke it out and adhered that with some E6000 as well as some hot glue just for some instant stick until that E6000 cures. And that covered up any of the glue. Even though it is clear, you can still kind of see it, but that hid all of that, and I think it looks beautiful. So the recipient can add little charms or little doodads here, rings, other pieces of jewelry, and use this as a little decorative piece, or they can use it as it's intended. Let me share with you the stick pins that I created, but I also made this stick pin holder. I made this from scratch using some medium weight chipboard. The paper collection that I used is the Prima Love Story. I apologize for the noise in the background. I don't know what's going on outside. But this is Love Story by Prima, and it was the perfect shabby chic collection. I hadn't cut into it yet. So after I created the base of this with the chipboard, I painted it with some Prima chalk paint in the pink all the way around. Here is the back. And then I covered it with paper. I just have this bow that I created using a die from My Creative Time. I used this shiny paper. I think this is by Cricut, or I could be wrong, but it's glittery. It's so beautiful. And then I popped it up, if you can see, on the sides to give it more dimension, because it's more like a 2D bow, and that's the only thing that I have decorating that. So it does have a double magnet closure, and here are the stick pins that I created. I hadn't created stick pins in forever, so I had a lot of fun creating these. And they just go in here like so. And to secure them in place, I do use glossy accents. So I pulled out a lot of my pink and gold beads, some rondelles, so with all of those in, that's what it looks like. I love them. And then this way the stick pins will be protected as well as not hurt the recipient when she gets it from the ends. So that is the project that I created. Let me know what you guys think. I remember making a lot of these back in the day, but I just kind of wanted to create something really shabby and pretty. So this is what I came up with. And then I told you that I wanted to share some packaging. So this was one of them, creating this little case to hold my stick pins in. But I also wanted to share with you guys this box. This is a card box, and this is for the card from my last video, my Shabby Chic shaped easel card. So my card is in here. Especially with the dimension on this, it was not going to fit in a regular envelope. So I needed to create something that it was going to protect it. So I made this from scratch using medium weight chipboard. I covered it with the pattern paper after I painted it with the pink Prima chalk paint. I did ink some of the edges with some spun sugar distress ink. And then I created this beautiful cluster on the flap. It does have a magnetic closure. And I have a bunch of doilies and appliques, and these are all Welrica Craft flowers as well. I also did some kind of pearl embellishments with these really tiny pale pink ones from Frank Garcia's studio, and this gold one that I had in my stash. And I did go over everything with a glitter pen, my Tonic Aqua Shimmer pen, which is hard to tell, but if you guys know me, I glitter everything because I think it just makes everybody happy. Well, it makes me happy. So I hope you guys got some inspiration and maybe some ideas for packaging items that are not the traditional size, I guess you can say. This measures about 5 1/4 inches. It is a little over, well, it's about 2 1/4 inches deep and about 4 5/8 inch tall. And that will accommodate my card and still have room. I'll probably wrap it up in some tissue paper so it doesn't kind of float around in there. So let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. I will see you guys really soon in another video. Bye everyone.